तरक्कियों की दौड़ में उसी का जोर चल गया, बना के रास्ता जो भीड़ से निकल गया. Don't try to fit in if you're meant to stand out. Hi everyone, I'm your dost, your host on ShaliniSays Dil Se. Yes, exactly as the name suggests, this is heart-to-heart conversations where there are no filters whatsoever. It's success stories, it's the pauses before the applauses, it's the dreams of people. But more than everything else, it is about the courage of the people that showed up. So, welcome to my show, ShaliniSays Dil Se. In fact, when I didn't know her, she was one of the topics of Chai Pe Charcha or kitty parties. The lady who was known as the Dior lady, the one who defined luxury in India, the one who put us on the map with Bollywood wives, the one who's the force behind Rezon. Yes, you all have guessed it, but let me tell you all, welcome on the show, Kalyani. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you, my dear. Quite an intro, huh?
Money cannot buy relationships and happiness. You can have all the money in the world, but that is not, and you're a giver, right? Yeah. What you give is what you get. I've seen you. Like if I've ever needed you and I've made that phone call and I've said, Kalyani, you've just been there for me. So that's why you have these relationships. So God bless you for that.
Thank you.
So I know that, through this podcast, there's a lot of women that are going to get inspired by what you're saying, but I know you particularly go out of your way to empower women because you've, had your own journey, or should I call it adventure. I want you to talk to women that are trying to, there's a midlife reboot situation that is happening to so many of us because we don't have the courage to walk out, and then we are not financially independent. There's so many situations that women are going through. I want you to be able to tell them what should they do, because nobody's hiring women after a certain age unless you've been doing that already. So what is it that you would recommend, and how should they move forward?
That is such a sad fact that you have mentioned. This age it sucks. It really does.
It does.
And the thing is that you're right, but it depends on what kind of job. See, if you're good at something, but today what has happened, you're absolutely right. If you haven't worked ever, if you haven't never done something professionally, can you get hired? Because everyone's looking for experience. Yeah. Everyone's looking for a CV in general. Now, you can't just say, I think I am going to be really good because at, say, finances, because I've done my master's in, God knows, mathematics or finances, or I did work with a financial institution before I was married, but I haven't done it for 30 years. It doesn't work. Yeah. It's a sad fact. Yeah. It doesn't work. Yeah. Because everything is about today, everything is about fancy qualifications, fancy CVs and what you've done and worked at. It is actually a sad fact. Yes. And nobody wants to give you that chance even, right?
Yes.
At that point of your life, either you start a business and an enterprise, no matter what it is. Listen, if you are a person who can put flowers together and make beautiful flower arrangements, you know how many florists have sprung up in the last year or so, It's not difficult. Yeah. You have to be clever about it. You don't need space. You don't need to just get maybe a helper. Yes, you have to go get the flowers from the mandi, etc. Do you have the art of putting beautiful flowers together? Start advertising within your friend circle. Become that person where you start doing wrappings with gifts, because in Delhi especially, everyone's very generous. I have a couple of people who I send gifts to for clients because we have beautiful wrapping paper from Rezon, but you need maybe a little brooch of fresh flowers, you want to keep it on a tray. Now, are you good at presentation? Simple things that we as Indian housewives do. You do up your own table beautifully, right? Yeah. Do a little classes of maybe with your neighbors, it doesn't matter if you're living in a building, say, can I do a little tablescape? Tell the building people, like you live in Magnolia and whatever, like, you all have, or any society, buildings of society, do it with the women. Start like that, do a little tablescape, and start teaching maybe little tips, and everything, firstly, there's so much of information. If you're not amazing, like you think, oh, is this good enough? Like, get tips on social media. That's the best way to learn. Go on Pinterest, see a mood board, create a mood board. Take that little trouble. Nothing comes that easy. Update yourself, and maybe baking. This friend of mine, she started baking out of a kitchen. Now it's a proper business. If you're a good cook, start catering. And you can do like a 10 people dinner maybe, and start somewhere. Don't say, oh my God, who's going to hire me? Nobody has to hire you. Hire yourself.
Absolutely.
Do it with a friend, do it with another lady, maybe someone who has the same interest in your building, or a neighbor or a friend or a cousin. I mean, women are always looking to do something, but I just feel that once you start procrastinating, and once you start saying, oh my God, now, let my daughter go to college. Okay, she is in college. Okay, now she'll come back. Now let her go to, now I have to look for a boy to get her married to. But what's happening when she's in college for 3 years? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? It's just, I think once we start procrastinating, that kind of sets in, and then you reach, and then you're 50, and then you're going to be 60, and then, it's like, you have to do something for yourself. And you don't need anyone's help. Self-help, I've learned the hard way, is the best help possible. And that's it. Sure. And not to be dependent is what we are looking for. We are looking to be independent. Why do you need to be dependent, So, these are things that I'm talking about, whether it's, putting flowers together. Start small. It doesn't need investment. It does not need investment. You know what I mean? Like, maybe just do 4 or 5 beautiful flower arrangements. Start making your own Instagram page and posting those pictures. That goes to Facebook. You have an audience, okay? On Facebook, you've been there for years, if not Instagram. If you don't have a great Instagram, boost it, because you can boost for business. Little bit money, 500 rupees, that though you have to invest. So these are the simplest things. And need no money, nobody to partner with. Go get the flowers, do the arrangement. It's just very easy. Go to Amazon, get a few vases in different shapes. I'm just randomly talking about random
that's the
things.
idea, right?
But the idea is that you don't need to be dependent on anyone.
Kalyani, this is another very important one. I know it seems like only women will be watching this show, but it's very important to me. You've been a single mother, and obviously you've had your trials and tribulations through that. What is your advice for the single mothers who have had the courage to say, we can do this?
I get so many DMs, Shalini, and as single mothers, or going through something, or don't have the courage to actually break away from an abusive marriage. Sometimes, when I have time, I go through and I only reply to these sort of messages. And then I'm sitting and writing really long message and saying, is this Kalyani's team, or is this really Kalyani? And Amna, do you want to FaceTime me? And I have stuck to giving them advice over many months. So now it wasn't just that 1 month. Because, if I can, with the voice that I have, if I can pass on or make a difference, or make someone think even. Make someone think differently from what is being said around them, the parental pressure, the society we live in, etc., etc. If I can veer away from the norm, if I can veer her thought process a wee bit, I think I've done my job. That's very satiating, you know. So I don't advocate divorce at all. I don't. Because there is another side to it today. There is a lack of patience with the younger lot. There's a lack of respect, and the lack of understanding of what really bad marriages are about. It's not about how many carats of diamond you didn't get, to put it very banally. I feel that there is another side of our society where we are so caught up with what people have to say. Your life is ruined. You keep thinking when the kids, again, when they go to boarding school, when they go to college. Oh, no, I can't now even get divorced. I'm talking men and women, by the way. It's not just women, okay?
Yeah.
That let my daughter come back, let me get her married, and then I will probably think of a divorce. By then, half your life is over. Yeah. Don't you owe that happiness to yourself? You know, I know so many men, okay, stuck in marriages which they don't want to be in, will be completely fair with the wife and children. This is the only advice I give. I said, I don't care what you do. You have to look after your wife with that same lifestyle she's used to and you have made her used to, no matter where she comes from, okay? You have to make sure. And the children cannot.
Yeah.
They have to be with their mother and you will provide for them just like you always have. So this is the one thing, because this is a very long conversation, Shalini, but negativity, and you are abusing your children actually by abusing the parent. And I'm talking to both mother and father. You are abusing your children. And you say it's for your children? No. That's the worst thing that you're doing for your kids. But that really is something we really need to address as well, very, very seriously. But I feel no one deserves to be in a really miserable marriage.
Yeah.
You don't need to be beaten up and burnt or whatever. That's another extreme.
Yeah.
But you know, the mental abuse, the verbal abuse, I mean, you know, that feeling that you're not good enough anymore, husbands who are not faithful and the wife knows about it. The wives are always the first to know, actually, not the last to know.
True
They're always
that.
the first to know.
Yeah.
Okay? Why? Why do you have to go through this? You know? But then again, Jani, it's not easy. It's not easy. The women don't even know how to sign a check most of the time.
True.
The parents don't want them back. The parents don't want them back. No, just manage kar lo, theek hai. You know, like it's just a fight. It's not just a fight. You're crying every night. You're feeling worthless. You're feeling useless. You're not feeling beautiful with yourself anymore. You're not, and you don't have to be physically some showstopper, but you know, you don't feel good about yourself.
Yes.
You feel ugly. You look at the mirror and you say, my God, I'm undesirable. No one's going to desire me anymore. You know, there's so many angles. It's again a very whole separate conversation altogether.
Yeah.
But these are feelings that stem from within.
Yeah.
No one's telling you you're ugly. No one's telling you you're not desirable. It's the way you're being made to feel.
Yeah.
And then with that, it just spirals down to depression, mental health, you're snapping, you're being stupid with your own kids, you're, you know, being because you're just so unhappy. And then you do silly things and it's just like never ending, you know.
Yeah.
So, good time to distract yourself, try and do something fruitful with your life, if that is the best advice that I can give, because I'm not here to say, dude, leave. Like, no, where, go, why, where, you know, like, no,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not so easy, you
It's
know.
not easy, yeah.
But you know what? If that is the case, please go out there, make yourself useful, do something with your life.
Yeah.
If you got half a brain cell, it doesn't matter, just do something.
Yeah.
If you have the money to invest and do something with a friend or yourself, or, you know, whatever it is, do it. If you don't, then do something simple, but be productive.
Yeah. It's what social media is doing to the youngsters. So I want you to talk on this topic, basically.
You know, the younger generation today, I was at a college, I was speaking to the students, I love doing that. And, you know, it's a girls' college. I was just asking, I said, how much time do you spend the night before or in the morning about what to wear? Right? Look at the pressure of what the younger generation is supposed to be today. Look at the mental health issues that are just coming up with the way you're supposed to look, the standards of beauty that are coming in, okay, the fashion that is coming in. I mean, most of these kids, they can't even buy a Zara top say on sale, because they are just struggling to pay for their tuitions. They're struggling to. Are you supposed to worry about that, about what you're going to wear? You know what I mean? And God, what are these co-ed colleges like? I mean, the girls and the boys. I'll be honest with you. Come on, let's not all put it on on the girls, but even the boys. They have to look cool. They've come into maybe their own in college, and you know what I mean? You think the boys have it any better? They don't. And I feel social media is totally responsible for that. The perils of social media. But at the same time, it's a free platform for you to advertise anything that you want. It's a free platform that we were talking about earlier, to go out there and be an entrepreneur. Okay, you don't need anyone's help. Today, we don't have TikTok in India, but today a TikTok or the bigger influencers, they are worth millions.
Yeah.
Some of them worth billions, which you and I may not even know about.
Yeah.
They are worth billions. They're these sisters, okay? They're like, I think 5 or 6 sisters. They are I forget the name. Each of them, how much they're worth? I mean, it's insane. And they're not as famous as the Kardashians, okay?
Wow.
So you can imagine what social media also breeds in. Like, it's amazing if you do it right, if you understand it. And of course, after a while, when you get, good at it, there's a team behind you who are just sitting and researching. And it's a serious business. It's like any other business today. But you can start off with that as a platform for any business. So I think it's a massive, massive help, which you don't even have to pay for. But I think social media is also a great way to kind of build an image, for an individual, to kind of, and many people are building a lot of images which may not be true, but it's there. So, but the thing is, everything is also on sale. So everything is like, you can buy your followers, you can buy your bots to harass someone, you can, there are all these kind of awful nastiness which happens. And I think there is that as well. But hey, you know what? That's life. You can't only harbor on the negative side of it. I think it's a very positive thing. So you have to take it and utilize it in a positive manner. Because, audience today is very clever.
Yeah.
They are understanding what is paid for, what is not paid for, what is authentic, what is not authentic.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I have kept to myself is social media. Today, I utilize it as much as I can to send out messages. I do a lot of bug, whether it's a one line, whether it's with my work, whether it's general, which I've just started doing recently also. And I want that message. Every time I thought it, they don't comment on the page, but I've got more comments. Say, why aren't you writing this on the page? But because they want that discussion, and they're like, okay, you said this, so it becomes a discussion. And I have the patience to actually do this, because between Noida, my factory, and my store or home, it's a long drive, So I'm kind of, I address these things, and I find it very, very satisfying and very, very fulfilling that someone actually I'm taken seriously.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm taken seriously. I'm not talking about beauty and my skin and this and that and all that, which is great, because I watch those.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I today want to send messages out if I can. And I find that immensely satisfying when I get, maybe 25 DMs. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay. But if you bothered to actually sit and listen to what I've said and taken something away from that, and you're asking me questions, wow, what else do I want?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, but even the podcast, the purpose of this podcast is so that you can actually convey a message to people.
Yes.
Right? That's the idea. But I have a perspective, because I feel that social media influencers now are like bot media, because they're charging money. Like, I bought a lot of stuff because I knew the influencer who was wearing it, and I said, oh, if she's wearing it, obviously the quality is good, because I'm a little particular about that. Mm-hmm. And no, it's not. but she's got paid a huge amount of money. Now she's a dear friend, but she's getting money and she's like, hey, what the hell, I'll wear this. So that's also become like bought media today.
I know what you're saying, and I think that's the sad part, because if you're really good at being an influencer, influencing people, then you should actually verify everything that you are trying to sell, no matter how much you get paid. And this is something, because I get a lot of PR packets. So many times I've got something I never posted, and then PR packets, PR agencies will send. I said, please stop sending me things if you think I need to post it right there and then this unboxing and all. I said, you have enough influencers, okay? But I will only post about things that I believe in. Women my age sometimes shy away from so many desires. Are you supposed to not desire? Because what, you're 50 plus or 60, doesn't matter if you're 70. What, your desire, what, ages and decimates along with, I mean, what has that got to do with age?
But Kalyani, so they say a beautiful woman is always alone, right? Because men don't have the ability to, or the confidence to approach them. Like you are who you are, and you look so independent and so comfortable in what you're doing. You don't need a man to take care of you. And men, that's the only way they know it, right? That I can buy you this and I can buy you that. So now,
no one's bought me anything ever. Where are these men?
I love that. Where are they?
Yeah, dude. I mean, anyway.
So that's what you're looking for now, right? The ones that would. So if you were to actually look for a man today versus what you were looking at, when you were 25, what would you really look for in a man at this point?
I think, today I want companionship, and I'm actually a really good person to have for all those single men. I'm never going to pressurize you to marry me. I'm not going to go and get pregnant, then you have to marry me. That boat sailed. Okay. No, I think I'm just looking for, I think wealthy men, successful men, they are the most complex, Shalini. Because they feel every woman is only after their money. They are feeling that if you've gone through enough divorce, alimony, baapre, you know what I mean? It's like, and they're all looking for, if I may say, I'm sorry, but most of these men I know, they're looking for, younger is one thing, that is so banal and fine, understandable, I guess, Jesus. But also, nobody who needs an opinion. You don't need an opinion from. Nobody who's going to say, dude, like, no, listen, this is not right, or whatever. They don't want opinions. They don't want to have conversations most time. You know what I mean? So it's actually I'm flummoxed, because how do men like this land up with women like who probably don't make them, don't nurture them at that age. Younger women have different expectations, younger women, God bless them. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in you finding a younger woman or a younger woman finding you. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think with age and comes a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of what not to do.
A typical day in the life of Kalyani, because everybody sees this glamorous you. What is a typical day in your life?
I'm becoming, as I'm growing older, I have to say I'm becoming a slow starter. Firstly, I will kill a person who calls me before 10 a.m. Okay?
Let's think.
Like, why? Unless the sky is falling on my head. Like, I'm really bad in the morning. So I wake up typically around, the week is kind of divided on my yoga mornings and non-yoga mornings. So when I do my yoga mornings, it's between 7 and 8. So then maybe you can call me by 9:30. But I need a good 2 hours to myself before I'm all there. So my non-yoga days, I wake up at about 8:15. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to communicate with anyone. I have my shower. I listen to music. As soon as I wake up, I put on my Spotify, and sometimes it's Bee Gees, sometimes it's Guruji's, shabads, which I love. So, it depends, where I go, but it's between those two. So, and then I just get ready for work. I do my puja it takes about 20-25 minutes. I go to the mandir before going for work, which is right around the corner every single day of my life. And I'm like, God, you know what I need? Make it work. Literally, I'm just saying that. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. I always go there. I go to the temple mainly to say thank you. Always. I just say thank you, but I need more, basically. So, and then I'm at work. So I have my factory in Noida, which I go to. That's the time I kind of do my calls and kind of catch up with all kinds of things happening, you know, whether it's clients or, you know, meetings. My assistant, who has a long list of things to always discuss in the morning, but she knows where to catch me. And then I go to my boutique and come home. So I have a very long day actually. I leave my house not before about 10ish. I leave my house at 10, but I don't come home till about 7:38. So it's a longish day. Yeah, because my store shuts at 7. My factory shuts at 6. So after the factory, I go to the store for an hour, and you know, I realized that you have to be around, you know. You just have to be there. You have to be present, even if it's for half an hour. If I can't go to the factory, but I just go for that half an hour. They need to see me. They need to see my face. They need to be shouted at. They need to be told that they be that, like, oh, that piece looks amazing. Like, I'm going through this whole new collection right now, so I'm super excited. So I want to be in the factory like every day, like, oh my God, it's going to look great. This collection is going to look great. You know what I mean? So I get excited.
And in the hectic social life? Okay, candid or curated, how much of your life is real and how much is reputation management?
Reputation management is very important, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm very conscious of the way I portray myself, but I also don't portray what I'm not. I am more or less, Shalini, you get what you see, right? Like, in all honesty, okay? But, and I will never do anything, you know, like I go out, I drink, I will never get drunk. I don't think anyone's ever seen me drunk, misbehaved, whatever, because I just think that one is very undignified, I think. For a man and a woman, it's not just a woman. Also, I'm a bit of a control freak. I don't like to get out of control. In fact, all my friends asked me the next day, oh my God, I had so much to drink. The only freaking sober one. What did I do? Listen, was I like flirting stupidly with this guy, or did I misbehave? Like, what did I do? Oh my God, I remember a thing. I'm always the one to say, you really should cut down on those 12 margaritas you had last night. So yeah, so I am very conscious of that, and I've been like that because being a single mother, I think I was very, when I was going out at night, and I think it started like that because I don't want, whatever I do, whatever I have done has all permeated into my daughter. And I think she's been through enough without having to then deal with things that I myself can avoid. My personal life exactly hasn't been squeaky clean or whatever, but you know, Tahira is 25, she's now wanting to really for me to find myself somebody, you know, have a relationship, etc. So I think I've been very conscious, and I like to be in control, so I will never kind of, you know, and I have, I think, achieved whatever I have, and that's my legacy. That is my reputation. So you can say anything about me, but that little respect is there because what I have, everything I own, everything, okay, a little bit of inheritance, but you know, that, but it's mine.
Huge respect.
No man can ever take any credit for buying me anything, getting me anything, doing, like, of course, men have, I mean, of course, being generous. But I'm just saying that not like that, not material things and, you know, things that, how do these women manage to get what they do? Oh my God, and they're not even married to these guys, like, Jesus. I think I'm the only one anyone knows who did, like, walked out of a marriage with a child without any alimony. Like, have you even heard of that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So on that note, would you still say marriage or would you say being single?
I think having a companionship is very important. The grass is always greener on the other side. My married women envy me, and I envy them. That even I want to fight with somebody, I want to sulk with somebody, and that's the difference.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah.
That's very special. Would you date a man with no Instagram profile? I had to ask.
Fucking freak! Oh my God, I'm already in love. Yes.
I love you. I love you. Me too.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
please.
I can't understand these men
Yeah.
who are taking selfies, standing in front of mirrors, and like they're always like, oh, I get it. Like if you're on Instagram, you take pictures, but I don't know, there's a line to be drawn somewhere.
Yeah.
You're not an actor. You don't have, anyway, enough. Like, yeah, I find that a bit strange. Maybe.
I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that. But since we're talking so much on Instagram, I want to ask you, how many hours a day do you spend on Instagram? Because your typical day didn't include it. So
By Instagram?
Yeah.
I think I spend a considerable amount of time on Instagram because also my work is on Instagram. So I have a whole Rezon page, which we make posts every day, we have stories every day. So I actually write most of the captions myself, even though I have a team. I edit like the grids, the way it looks, etc., make content for it. So, I'm constantly checking, and then I'm checking if it's a lot of work being on Instagram. My personal Instagram, I just randomly post whatever.
Yeah.
There's no pattern to it, I'll be honest with you, Then I do a lot of, like, even with Rezon and my personal page, like I do collab posts, etc. So yeah, it's a very big part of my work.
Wow.
Very big part of my work.
Any crazies there we should know about on Instagram about
Sorry?
you? Any crazies about Instagram we should know about you?
Yeah, me and my random commenting on the royal family, like I'm part of it. Like, what? I'm not obsessive about anything. I don't get into like this, oh, you have to do this, oh, you have to do that, oh, you can't eat non-veg if you're going to the mandir, or I'm like, dude, who made these rules?
Yeah.
Did God come to you and tell you that? Like, or, so I just find it very, so I'm not ritualistic.
Yeah.
And I hate that, and I hate anyone trying to tell me what to do in general, because this is my God, my worship, and my way of doing that. So I don't like, these old school thoughts. It just actually annoys me. Yeah. Yeah.
So what is Kalyani listening to, or what is Kalyani reading? Give the viewers something that they can read, or some podcasts they can listen to.
Podcast. I love listening to William Dalrymple's Empire. It's just such an amazing. Firstly, William's a friend, and he's just he's just an amazing man, and he knows more about our history than most of us do, and the kind of research he's done, the kind of books he's read. So when he started Empire, it's actually the rise and fall of these empires, So it's very interesting. Yeah, so that's one. I watch a lot of stuff on Instagram now. Then you kind of find them on YouTube sometimes, or Spotify, whatever. But also fun stuff, not to only talk serious. Like Call Her Daddy. I love that girl, and she's so fun, and she always interviews now really cool people. So she started off from nothing. Start from nothing. All you need is a mic and a camera. There's another entrepreneurial thing. If you think you are interesting enough to start talking without an audience, and you have an audience, millions of people.
I'm hoping for you to be my lucky charm.
But so Call Her Daddy. So I like those fun stuff that, and I love going on interior pages because I love interiors, or anything to do with art. I follow a lot of art pages, so it's interesting.
Any books that you?
There's so many books. I love Japanese writers because I think they're a breed of their own, and the thought process is so it's just so different, And I love Ishiguro, and I like Kawasaki, all these Japanese writers. I love South American writers like Isabel Allende. I love her writings, and again very different, and Jhumpa Lahiri, who I idolize her actually.
Yeah,
And I've been wanting to write a book for 12 years, but I'm going to write that book myself, not just give it to someone to write it for
ChatGPT.
me. Yeah, ChatGPT. That's what's happening now.
Yeah, no,
but
it's ChatGPT.
the thing is that she is a Bengali who migrated, and she's, the way she storytells is so real, and I relate to that. And she refers her references to Calcutta and the Bengali woman is just brilliant.
Yeah.
So every now and then I'll pick up a Jhumpa. There's a book on short stories, so I'll read it. It just inspires me, and then I say, oh my God. Then I'll start writing again, and then that dies within 3 days because
So it's
I get
time
busy.
then we need to get your book out now.
I just need to get away.
Yeah.
You know, you can't write a book.
What would you call it?
otherwise. It wasn't me.
Good.
Oh my God, I love
that. I love that. You heard it first on Shalini Says Dil Se.
Yes.
Okay, if you could whisper one truth into the ear of every woman who's questioning why me, what would you say?
Why not you?
Good.
God always puts you in a situation when He knows you can handle it. But it's again up to you to handle it. You know, if you're going to crumble and fall and sit and beat your chest and blame somebody else for your situation, you're always going to be that person. You know, I know so many women who are just still beating their chest. Oh, my husband left me. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened. Like, yeah, he did. And what have you done with your life since then?
Yeah.
You know, so you have all the resources, you have the means. You know, I can't bear it. I can't bear anyone whining.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
it just become, it's like, okay, you whine because you're hurting and you're angry, and fair enough, it's a human emotion, but forever? Like, no.
Yeah.
Just like stop
Yeah.
now, you know. So I would advise that no matter what you're going through, whatever you've been through, it's not easy sometimes, but it's as easy or it's as difficult as you make your life out to be.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. What is a quote you live by?
A coach?
A quote.
A quote I
quote.
live by. Never give in, never give up.
I love that. You know, you also said something in the beginning before we started the podcast, where you said that you would like to tell the women, I am enough. And
I
that's
am
something which
enough.
I want you to mention, because before we started, I was like, wow, that's just so important for every woman to know.
Every woman is enough.
Thank you all for watching. But for all of you that feel that life is stagnating, no, it's just on a pause, because it's going to get panoramic. So keep watching Shalini Says Dil Se.